Good afternoon, dear ITC friends. This will be a very short video trying to reply to the most frequent questions that I receive in the YouTube comments and by email. And one of them, and an obvious one, is what counts for the results? Which factors are important to have results? And I will recall what the famous technician said in Luxembourg. This high being said, everything counts for the process. Meaning, naturally, I suppose, everything is important for this process of establishing the connection with what seems to be the next dimension, and it is announced as such by our communicators. So everything counts, but in my view, the most important is the motivation. It's also said, this has also been said to other operators, and to me also, the motivation. The motivation is a very important factor to favor the establishment of the contacts. Motivation means what? Means that there are people that have been deeply affected by grief and aim to contact their deceased loved ones. This one important motivation. Second can be also important, a thirst for knowledge. People who want to know more. And through these ITC experiments, they try to reach some conclusion about life and death and what is important in life. So they aim for knowledge, for more knowledge than our material world provides us with. The motivation can also be, provided it's not ill-intentioned, can also be curiosity. I see nothing wrong in being curious about this technique. As I said, provided it's not ill-intentioned. I'm not saying that if you do not have very clear reasons for trying the ITC contacts, that you will not get results. I'm not saying that. Perhaps you will get them too. But as my very dear friend, the late Father François Brune used to say, there are also evil contacts. I mean, negative, not evil. Evil is very strong. Negative contacts. So he used to be very assertive about this, Father François Brune. So if your intentions are not good, considering that the intentions are a very important factor for the contacts, maybe you will get not nice contacts, because it's the law of attraction, as it is in physics. The like attracts the like. You are not good, you have bad intentions or bad thoughts or bad life, and you attract similar, apparently, diseased personalities. And this will, of course, will not be very pleasant. Now, other questions that I receive are, What type of equipment? I have said this in many times, but I will repeat. Um, the microphone. Obviously, the microphone, if detached, which is perhaps a good thing to have a detached microphone, even if you record with a computer or a digital recorder, the microphone should be the most sensitive possible. If you can afford it. If you can't afford it, so go for the next one, a little bit less costly. Now, what is second? Second is microphone, the recorder. Any recorder is all right. Again, we have the same thing. If it is of good quality and sensitive, the better. But these days, everybody records with a computer. I have recorded with computers too, many times, but not for normal Rio do Tempo sessions, but in other, under other circumstances. So the recorder, the background noise. Any background noise is also good. This has been said since Jurgensen and Raudiva. Jurgensen used, as perhaps some of you know, an AM radio wave, which was recommended to him by his communicators, by his main communicator, Lena, which is between the stations of Moscow and Vienna at 1,484 kilowatts. This is the so-called Jurgensen wave. I do not know if Moscow and Vienna radio are still in the same positions. At his time they were. So we used this radio wave in AM, medium wave, because his main communicator, Lena, told him, use the radio. And he started using and receiving chants and receiving the voices in the middle, for instance, of an opera piece that he knew very well, and many other things. We hope that one day we will have a full story of the wonderful life of Friedrich Jurgensen. Let's hope so. But then, apart from this, I prefer for my own experiments the shortwave. Why? Because my communicators told me many years ago to use the shortwaves. And since then, I have used the shortwaves. I use 4 or 5 radios tuned in different shortwave length, where there are no radio emissions. This is important. There are never radio emissions in the frequencies that I use, because they are for state use, only for emergencies and stuff like that. And what else? But you can use water noise, why not? If it's for EVP. And let me say another thing. This is one question that I am frequently asked. How do you get into the radio voices? And I have no reply for this, because I cannot tell you a way to get into the radio voices, direct radio voices. In my opinion, I know very well there will be many other opinions, but in my opinion, this is the communicators who decide and who make this contact through the direct radio voices. How do you try for the radio voices? Exactly the same way that you try for EVP voices. You sit down in a relaxed, the most quiet possible place. You put on some background noise, whatever it is, short wave, medium wave. I don't like the FM, but perhaps it's good. I don't know. Or just the traffic noise and other kinds of noise that you can think of. I recommend do not use human voices noise. They are good for contacts, but nobody will take those contacts seriously. This is what I mean. I'm not saying that there are no contacts. Yes, I know there are. But if you want to show them as a proof of another dimension and that the deceased go on living, nobody normal, I mean. Of course, the people in the paranormal, of course they will say yes, but people in the paranormal are not the normal people. The normal people will say, that's rubbish. That's the reason why I say I don't like radio emissions in foreign languages, and they are very good because they give results. But they are also prone to delusion, to acoustic delusion, to pareidolia, because it's very difficult under certain circumstances to separate the anomalous voice from the radio emission. And I think this is all for today. I have to say that some interesting articles are in the ITC journal, which you can check at www.itcjournal.org. And many articles, the ITC journals, all the issues are there. And in this book, I have made a video about this. Sorry, I don't want to bother you, but I know that I'm constantly asked these things. So in this book, which is the last one of last year, there is an appendix a handbook of EVP, what you need to know to attempt this method of electronic contact with the dead. So in this book, Glimpses of Another World, which is a more personal book, it's about my reactions, my thoughts, and so on. At the end, there is this manual on EVP. And it's very detailed, it was very carefully written and thought, and everything you need to know is here. As the title says, what you need to know to attempt the electronic contact with the dead. So thank you very much, and I hope your own experiments go very well.